Okay. I think we're back.
Do you need any more lighting on your?
All right, we're live again. Okay. And I just want to check, but I think that past stream, it should be saved to my own YouTube channel. Let's go here. Yeah. Oh, I need to update the thumbnail. Right. Edit. Upload thumbnail. Here. Save. All right. So we're live again. No. All right. Any new results? That took a while to sort all that out. Move that over there. Ooh, we do have a new result. Swindon South. Labor was expected to win here, and they did. Oh, hang on. I'm not sharing the screen. Here. Yeah, Swindon is another one that tends to report early, typically the first result from Southern England. Okay. And Reform are only on 14% here. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Conservatives down greatly. Labor up significantly. Okay. Okay. So I wonder how much of that voting is tactical voting in favor of the Tories. 27% in Swindon. It's not nothing. What about the turnout? Turnout 61%. That still seems low. What was the turnout? What was the turnout last time? Now I have to open up the new tab again. UK election results 2019. Here. Oh, I guess it's a slightly different constituency, but still. Turnout last time. See results. Was 69%, and now it's 61%. So turnout's down. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Reform UK, I mean, they're at 14%. That's not a bad result. Says we don't have any viewers now. Now might be a good time to... Actually, now would be a good time to go to the bathroom. Still 0-0. The other stream did end, right? There's no way. Yeah. Yeah, that one's done. 16 views. That's interesting. They have the same name. I should probably edit those. Did anything else come in yet? Swindon South. So anyway, we have the first flip of the night. Conservative Party candidate lost in Swindon South, a seat which went for the Conservatives pretty comfortably last time. Oh, interesting maps here. Yeah. Swindon South. Conservative vote share almost cut in half since last time. Greens are up. Maybe they didn't see the reason to vote tactically there. Okay. So we have the early declarer in the South, which tends to be Swindon, and that's in 13.8 for reform. I wish that number was a bit higher. Is this going to be another repeat of the UK referendum where Nigel Farage and his team does way better in the North than people suspect, than people expected, and not, equal to maybe slightly worse in the South? That'd be interesting. Yeah, I mean, these figures for reform are massive. What's BBC saying? Oh, wait, there was another? Oh, wait, why isn't that result? It's not on. It says there was another result, but it's not in yet. Washington and Gateshead South, also expected, safe seat. Farage says our vote share so far is almost unbelievable. That's true. That's true. He's done fantastically in the Northeast. He barely had any time to campaign. In the first Conservative-held seat to be declared tonight, we expected the Conservatives to lose 25 points, Labour to gain 4, and Reform to gain 17. So reform actually did a little bit worse than expected in Swindon South. Let me go back to the forecast here. What was Ben Walker saying about this one? Swindon South. He had a reform down at 13. So according to his projections, reform did about the same, very mildly overperformed. Labor mildly overperformed there too. He said Labor 46. Labor is actually at 48 there. All right. I mean, 14% is still fine. All right. Let's go back. Oh, right. We have this one. And there it is again, reform at 29%. Conservatives falling massively, down 21 percentage points. Labor up a little bit. Reform easily doubling up the Tories here. Yeah, I think Nigel Farage is really happy about how this has gone so far. But yeah, he beat expectations. The truth is, Nigel Farage is a winner. I mean, people like to think, oh, Nigel Farage, he's a loser because he lost in 2015. And of course, he lost in 2015 after the conservative candidate spent massively more money than the legal limit. The most important vote of his life was 2016, the referendum, and he won that. He's, crushed it in the European Parliament elections every time. They seem to beat expectations. So no matter what, Nigel Farage is going to go down as a winner tonight. Let me go to the BBC. Or wait, maybe the Guardian. Five to 0. I wonder if this means that Reform will win their target seat. Is one of these Barnsley seats. I don't remember if it was Barnsley South or Barnsley North. But it was one of these seats that they had targeted. I'm going to go back to the BBC. We're going to go here, I guess. Yeah. We're going to put Swindon back on the map. Okay, Robert Buckland is a former cabinet minister. The exit poll is right. The Conservative Party will win just 131 seats tonight. Yeah, hang on. What did Ben Walker say about that one? About Swindon South as far as the Tories are concerned. He had the Tories at 27.6. Oh, it's raining. And the Tories are actually at 27. Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. I'll be awaiting more data. Yeah, Labor held Washington and Gateshead. I guess we can look at that one too. But it's really just the same story as these other Sunderland seats, right? Yeah, Reform's performance is actually very consistent. They're in the high 20s. I'm going to keep my own map here on map chart. Okay, so Labor has won in order. They won Houghton and Sunderland South. They won the race. Wait, this is, 2024. Houghton and Sunderland South. Then it was Blythe and Ashington. Then it was Sunderland Central, right? Then it was Swindon South. And then it was Washington and Gateshead South. And I think that's everything that's come in. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and Labor's at 5. Okay. So the Labor Party is the only party that's won any seats. And they're at 5. So it's 5-0 to Labor. But we're still waiting. Yeah, the Conservatives have absolutely collapsed in Northern England. Well, in the Northeast, where we have results so far. Become a regional party in only like the Midlands and the south of England. I guess it's projected they'll hang on to some stuff in Wales and Scotland too. Man, when's the next result going to come in? There's so much suspense. I feel like Reform doing this well just adds to the suspense. Let's go back, BC. Oh, there's another one, right? Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, Sunak will keep his seat in Richmond, sure. Yeah. First results are in line with the exit poll. The rise in Reform support, although quite substantial, is actually a little bit less than we were expecting, and therefore, conversely, the decline in the Conservative support is rather less. Interesting. So John Curtis is actually saying that Reform rose about what they expected, considering that they're strong Leave areas. All right. So maybe if the first results are in line, then we won't see a massive overperformance by Reform. But that also gives me some confidence that the exit poll will be broadly accurate and that Farage will get a dozen or so MPs. Yeah, I think this guy's done. Grant Shapps. I think he loses his seat. So Labour holds Newcastle upon Tyne Central and West. Man, when is a party other than Labour going to win a seat? Yeah, I mean, that's true. Labour had a strong foundation, though. The Conservatives have built all this up on a weak foundation of basically centrists and right-wingers, and now that coalition has totally fallen apart. Labour sources pour cold water on predicted Reform gains. They're saying they will get less than 13 seats. We'll see. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Let's go back to the Guardian here. Has the BBC improved their election map? Well, it's not self-updating, which is a bad sign. No. We'll just stick with the Guardian. No, this isn't self-updating either. Yeah, they haven't put in Newcastle Central yet. No? Newcastle Central has been declared. I don't know why they're not putting in the result. We showed off this one. Yeah, Washington and Gateshead. All right. We're still waiting. So it's interesting, John Curtis saying that actually reform have come up by a little bit less than he was expecting. Although I wonder, what about here? Like in Washington and Gateshead. Yeah. Ben Walker had him on 15. And they're actually at like 20, what? 29. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Man, what is the national vote share for reform going to be? That is what I really wonder. Yeah. What is the national vote share going to be? So how many results? We have 5 results. Well, actually we have 6. Newcastle upon Tyne Central has been declared, but it hasn't been put in yet for some reason. What's the result from the BBC? So here we have BBC's inferior electoral map because we actually have to click on this for the results. They won't just show it in the browser. Yeah, okay, so Labour's at 6. Oh, dang, they're saying Labour went down. Reform UK up to 18%, 19%. Conservatives down to 10. Oh, they had an independent run. Okay, that is probably why. And the Greens also gained a bunch. Okay. Yeah, they had an independent get 9% of the vote. That's not bad at all. Turnout 54. All right. I wonder if this is where the University of Newcastle is. Probably. Probably. But anyway, we know that Newcastle upon Tyne, Central and West has been declared. So I'm going to fill that in on my own map on the side. Okay, let's switch to the Guardian again, I guess, just going back and forth. When are they going to put in Newcastle? Still not in. Very strange. Ooh, okay. So out of the seats that are in now, Reform UK, they're saying is at 25% of the vote nationally. That's not going to hold when more seats from the South come in, and especially London and Scotland. Yeah, so maybe we are heading towards like a 15, 16%. We'll see. We'll see. God, I hope the exit poll is right. I just hope that Reform UK's votes aren't too inefficiently distributed. Like, what if they get all these second places in the North, but they can't break through in the South? When you switch to the proportional map, you can see 4 out of the 5 results, and actually 5 out of the 6 are in the Northeast. Mm-hmm. Washington Gates head south. Yeah, we already read that. Hunt. Yeah, Hunt is probably going to lose his seat. The acting returning officer is aiming to keep energy levels up on the count floor by doling out copious amounts of his favorite snack, biltong. Maybe he's a South African transplant up there. Exit poll suggests, yeah. I mean, voter turnout looks to be significantly below last election. Mm-hmm. Labor's really nervous about Rochdale. Is the Gaza? I guess the Gaza thing really is that big of a, I mean, every Muslim I know, it's a big deal to them. Yeah, maybe. That would be really shocking if George Galloway hung on in Rochdale. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That would make me very happy if George Galloway. I just didn't say it before because I didn't think he'd win. Has the Guardian put in Newcastle Central yet? No. What is wrong with these people? There hasn't been another. No, I don't think so. There hasn't been another one that's come in, right? Let me see. No, Labor's still at 6, and no one else has anything. Okay. Oh, let me go, I guess, back to... back to the Guardian. Well, I'm saying low turnout is probably good for reform. Yeah, I agree with that. The reform voters have been very highly motivated. There's no doubt about that. They're very active online. Still waiting. There's a bit of a pause here. I wonder what the next result is going to be, because we've had the ones in the Northeast that usually come in early, but they're all in. We might get more results in the Northeast. Swindon, which is the typical seat in the South that comes in early, is also in, and it was the first flip of the night. So I don't know. I mean, it might be something in Wales or Northern Ireland. Some of those constituencies come in early. Still waiting, I guess. Let me switch to the proportional view again. Yeah, so almost everything in the Northeast so far. But yeah, I'd probably agree that low turnout is good for reform. Might even be good for the conservatives too. Yeah, I don't understand. Newcastle upon Tyne Central came in like 10 minutes ago, and the Guardian still haven't put it in. BBC is still saying, yeah, it's 6. Okay. Hope we don't have to wait too long for another result. This is kind of the weird pause, is that, again, all the ones that try to be early declarers have kind of fired already, and now we're waiting for the ones that aren't trying to be first. See what happens in Northern Ireland too. If the nationalists make any progress there. Yeah. Man. The Guardian is taking their sweet time. That was a good dinner. Thank you. Man. Yeah, look at this. Reform UK, just based on the votes that have come in so far, Reform UK is at 25%. Conservatives down at 17. That's not going to hold. But I guess it's just nice to see this early, right? Makes you feel good, even though it's not going to hold. Also, Greens are ahead of the Lib Dems, which is funny. Yeah, Guardian doesn't have it in yet. Reform didn't do quite as well in Newcastle Central, but again, I think that's the more affluent area. I think that's that's probably where Newcastle University is. There's Newcastle upon Central and West. Yeah. All right, we have to go here. Yeah, it's funny. Labor came down, but some independent, probably a left-wing independent, went up. Greens also went up. Conservatives went down. Reform UK went up by about 11. Remember, they stood in the Northeast under the banner of the Brexit Party last time, so that's why they're not considered a new party here. So they're up to 19%. That's still a good result for a university town, for sure. But yeah, that result in Swindon for Reform, 14%. I mean, it's fine, but it's not like Reform's going to clean house in Southern England. Man, I wish another result would come in so that we could analyze it. We've analyzed all the results. No. The Guardians finally put in Newcastle Central and West. It's about time. So I guess we can switch back to the Guardian window. Yep, and there it is. Sort of small constituency here. There's another independent candidate that got 4%. So independents adding up for almost 13% in Newcastle upon Tyne Central and West. I wonder if that's a protest vote against Labour. Yeah, Reform still in clear second place here. But on 19%, which is still fine, but it's less than the high 20s that they were getting in these areas a bit outside Newcastle proper. Newcastle is basically the capital of the Northeast region. Northeast is very working class in general. A lot of industry, a lot of fisheries up there. So I'm not surprised that Reform UK is doing well up there. And Leave did fantastically there. In fact, actually, I think in the 2019 European Parliament elections, the Northeast was the Brexit Party's best region. We should go back to the BBC feed and see if they have any results or any updates. Corbyn, there's another one. Corbyn arrives at the vote count in Islington. Now remember, the exit poll predicted that Jeremy Corbyn would lose as an independent to the Labour Party candidate. We'll see. He could still get. Oh, look at that with the white rosette. I've never seen that before. That's cool. Too close to calling Conservative chairman seat. Which one is that? Which one's? Oh, Basildon and Billericay. Yeah, right. That could go to Labour or Reform UK. Or stay with the Conservatives. They're talking to the Tory guy who lost a seat in Swindon. Did Gaza hit the Labour vote in Newcastle Central? As we reported earlier, Labour held Newcastle upon Tyne Central and West, where we were expecting the Conservatives to be down 22 points, Labour up 2 and Reform up 14. In reality, the Conservatives, they're only down 16, Labour down 14, and Reform up 11. So there, again, John Curtis is saying that actually, even though Reform did fine here, they actually didn't increase by as much as he thought. I guess he was just really bullish on Reform. The pattern has been disturbed by the 9% vote for the independent candidate here, Yvonne Ridley, who is running on a pro-Gaza platform. This seems to have damaged Labour. The population in this seat is 15% Muslim, maybe an indication of further Labour difficulties in seats with heavily Muslim seats. I think that's a typo, but that's very interesting. So 9% of people in Newcastle Central voted for a pro-Gaza candidate, independent candidate against Labour. Yeah, so maybe George Galloway does hang on in Rochdale. Interesting. Now, the other thing is, and again, I don't know, I keep saying this, but I don't actually know, if Newcastle University is actually in this constituency, then that would also explain the high vote share for the pro-Gaza candidate with all the students there, not just the 15% Muslims. In fact, I would guess it's probably more the students than the Muslim population there. Lib Dems once in a century result. Yeah, I guess so. The question about the Lib Dems is, do they actually have any national ambition, or are they just content to be the third largest party and just hang in there? And I don't know the answer to that question. I guess we'll see after this election, right? They've obviously grown a lot, and if they continue to grow in the next election by challenging Labour from the left, then maybe they really do have national ambition. Young voters are boosting the Greens. The Greens seem to be performing particularly well in places where the population is relatively young. Their success in these places may help to explain why Labour's share of the vote nationally might be less than 40%. Yeah. People thinking, well, I'm in a comfortable in a comfortable Labor seat, might as well vote for my heart, vote Green. Kinnock, former Labor leader Lord Neil Kinnock, singing and dancing. Of course he is. Of course he is. He has every right to. Tears from Labor in Bristol, where Greens could win. Yeah, they could win. They won't necessarily win. I've been told that the Greens are storming it in this seat, and there are some tears in the Labor. Yeah, I mean, the Greens have been doing well so far. They've been increasing their vote share in every single seat, I think, that we've looked at. Yeah, maybe the Greens really will unseat. Yeah, the Shadow Culture Secretary. So this is a member of the Labor Shadow Cabinet who could potentially lose her seat to the Green Party in Bristol. Wouldn't that be something? Ian Duncan Smith. Right, there was that, yeah. The original, so Ian Duncan Smith, this is the former Conservative Party leader running in this seat, Chingford and Woodford Green in London. He should lose, but the original Labour candidate, Faiza Shaheen, was deselected 8 days into the campaign, and she's now standing as an independent. She felt that she had enough support in the constituency that she could run as an independent. The feeling here is that it looks increasingly like a three-way split. That would be unbelievable. I mean, Ian Duncan Smith would be just legendary if he could hold out against this massive Labor tide. I mean, he's obviously gotten lucky because you have this independent who broke off from the Labor Party, who was deselected. I think she was deselected due to accusing Labor accused her of anti-Semitic comments. Ian Duncan Smith not out of the race in Chingford. That is extraordinary. That is really extraordinary. Is there anything else in yet? I don't think so. Oh wait, something did come in? Is it another one in the Northeast? It is another one in the Northeast. Yeah, let me show that. Mom says Newcastle University has overseas campuses in Malaysia and Singapore, and many students from those countries go to Newcastle in the UK for law school. Lots of Muslims. Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, British universities are just as well reputed, just as reputable as American universities worldwide. Huh. Interesting, but Newcastle is sort of like a second-rate UK university. I mean, the UK has good universities in general, but yeah. And the UK doesn't seem to have as many universities. Yeah, Commonwealth. Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. But still, Newcastle is not the first university you think of up there. That's cool. I didn't know that about Newcastle. Are you ready for an onslaught of results? Us too. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, it's going to be great. But yeah, let me just show real quick. We got one more result in the Northeast. Gateshead Central and Wickham. And I haven't seen these results yet. Labour down a little bit. Reform UK up above 21%. That's pretty good. Conservative came in fourth place. Their vote share went down by 21%. They almost lost 2/3 of their vote share. Greens 8%. That's not bad. We have Socialists. What is this party? Save Us Now. Yeah. Labour, Mark Ferguson. Labour coming down in vote share in Gateshead Central. Let me mark that on my own map. Gateshead Central and Wickham has been declared. And just to illustrate, I wonder if they have it in the Guardian yet. Oh, okay. So now the Guardian is on top of things. UK universities make money from students from Commonwealth countries. Almost everyone in the old law firm went to school in the UK or Australia. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. We have sort of a similar system in the US where we have all these people from other countries everywhere in the world coming to US universities, and They make a handsome profit off those folks. Yeah, so we can see here. Yeah, I'm sharing this tab, right? Yep. Labor is up to 7. No one else has any seats, but it's because if we switch to the proportional map, 6 out of the 7 seats declared so far are in the Northeast. They count quickly up there. I don't know how or why, and that's the new one that came in. Let's go here. Are you ready for an onslaught of results? Us too. Who's turned on the prime minister? Oh, right. Yeah, the Welsh guy did. Yeah, that's true. Yep, Labor winning all of them, and one of them was a flip. Ooh, look at this graph here. So this is it's 850. So it's 150K. And they're saying that the number of declarations will rise very significantly, basically in the next 2 hours. And by the way, because turnout is low, the counting's actually faster. And that's another thing to point out. The turnout's low, so the counting's faster. Just a little bit. Yeah, we saw Gateshead Central. Okay. And that's it. Well, no reason to doubt the exit poll yet. Hopefully, man, I just hope. I mean, everything so far has been fine for reform. I just need to see it. I just need to see a reform come first in a few of these seats. I guess we can switch back to the map. Show off the map. And you can barely see those specks of red up there. Reform at 23.5. Lib Dems at 6.2, huh? Yep, still waiting. Still waiting. I'll keep the stream on that one, but I'll look at the BBC because the BBC is a little bit faster, possibly. So I'll keep my eye on that too. Well, regardless of what happens with the actual seat shares, historic election, one of the going to go down in British history. No doubt about that. Where has reform done the best? In Washington and Gateshead South, they're at 29.1. Houghton and Sunderland 29.2. Okay. I don't think they did quite as good in Blythe. I mean, if they're getting that result, they could get 29% in the south of England, and that'll be enough for them to break through in some seats. Because the Labour share of the vote is just much lower there, and they'll be bringing down the Tories by a lot too. So they don't even have to outperform what they're getting now in the Northeast. If they get those same numbers in the south of England, in the southeast and the east of England, they will break through and they will start to win seats. Oh, wait. I have a video to show. Mm-hmm.
Here's what's actually happening. A bigger swing, Labour are getting it. So have a look at what our exit poll is projecting. And I'm just going to wash the red across the right-hand side of the screen here, and you will see. This is the remarkable thing about Labour's performance.
Did you see
where
that?
they didn't need
let me rewind that.
Just going to wash the red.
No, wait. So this is where, let me move it back a little bit. So this is where all these seats were conservative in the last parliament. And what he's doing is he's seeing how far have Labour penetrated into the conservative base. And look at all the ones that get painted red here. What our exit poll is projecting. And I'm just going to wash the red across the right-hand side of the screen here, and you will see. That's incredible.
This is the remarkable thing about Labour's performance, is that where they didn't need a very big swing, for example, in their own already safe seats, they haven't got one. Instead, they've targeted seats they desperately need. Maybe they're in second place to the Conservatives. And it looks like, from our exit poll, predictions only, at 13%, they're taking all the seats. At 14%, they're taking nearly all of them. At 15%, and you know what? We should move it around a bit more. Where does this very targeted Labour swing stop? This is the secret of Labour's victory, if victory it is. This, remember, is our prediction. It's our exit poll. But it shows them, possibly in Romford, Redditch, Herne Bay, getting seats on a swing of 20%. Now, part of what's happening is the targeting of the Labour vote. The other thing is that the Conservatives seem to be hemorrhaging most in places where they're stronger. So for them, it really is a perfect storm.
Interesting. So Labour vote is insanely efficiently distributed. Oh, wait, did another one come in? Another one from the... Oh, yeah, another one did come in. Cramlington and Killingworth. Reform UK at 20%. Conservatives survive here, 19%, still just behind Reform. So what Jeremy Fine was saying is that, you know, what you don't want to do, or what you don't need to do as the Labour Party, is stack up a bunch of votes and seats you've already won. And it looks like what the Labour Party has done is they've done about the same. You know, in some places they've actually done worse in seats where they had a big majority, but they've stayed about the same. And it's all the places where they have the potential to flip, where they've actually gained in vote share. So, yeah, and again, this is the whole thing between the difference between this election and the 2017 election. And I think it's definitely possible that Labour, in terms of number of votes and in terms of percentage share, that Keir Starmer actually does worse than Jeremy Corbyn in 2017. Jeremy Corbyn did fine. He got 41% of the vote, but he stacked up a bunch of votes in areas that were already very pro-Labour, and that didn't really help him. And frankly, even in 2019, didn't do that bad. He did better than Ed Miliband, but just poor inefficiency. But that's the way the electoral system works. So let me mark Cramlington and Killingworth on my own map. By the way, just as a reminder, every seat that has been declared so far has been a win for Labour. It's like 8-0 or 9-0. I think it's 9-0 now. 8-0, Yeah, it's 8-0, right. 7 of them in the Northeast. Let me switch back. Do I want to switch back to the Guardian? Or we could just keep it. No. This is the best and most beautiful UI. Right here. Boom. That's what we have so far. 8 for Labour, 0 for the Tories. They're down 1 because they lost that seat in Swindon, Southern England. Yeah, it's been a slow trickle, but it should speed up a little bit. Okay, and this automatically refreshes. Eight zero. In some ways, I'm still surprised that many people voted for the Conservatives. I mean, they ran the worst election campaign of all time, and they get to survive? Like, really? I guess they have a base that's willing to vote Tory no matter what. But they've been crippled. There's no doubt about that. And there's going to be serious conversations after this election. Do they move right and do they join with Nigel? Or do they move even closer towards the center and try to take more votes away from Labour and the Lib Dems? I think they have to move right. I think Nigel is too big of a threat. This may be my last chance to eat before we get a rush of results in. So right now, Reform are at 23%. And almost all the results have been from the Northeast. Yeah, I mean, that should be fine. So they're saying Labour's going to take some seats off the Scottish nationalists. Yeah, they're dissatisfied with the SNP. I don't blame them. No 1997 optimism. Labour must prove itself. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Keir Starmer will have gotten Labour to a similar victory to what Tony Blair got Labour, but Tony Blair was a lot more popular than Keir Starmer is now. Anything? Anything? Oh, wait. Got another one? Where'd it come from? Is it another one from the Northeast? No, wait. Where is it? Or do we? Let me, does the Guardian have it? If so, oh yeah. Oh, okay, it was South Shields. It was another one in the Northeast. Northeast coming in very quickly here, giving Labour a huge lead at the beginning. Switch. Want a piece of pie? Yeah, I'll have a piece of pie. Thank you. Go here. Yeah, there's South Shields. Reform at 23. I'm actually surprised it's not more. It could have been more in South Shields. But once again, they've more than doubled up the conservative. Ooh, look at the Green Party in South Shields. 15% of the vote. Yeah, the Green Party is positioning itself as the opposition to Labour from the left. All right. Fill in South Shields on my map. Man, I mean, I knew that the Northeast came in faster, but I wasn't expecting 8 out of the first 9 to be from the Northeast. No, look at the proportional map. Tyler asks, is that 2T's pie? Probably. Oh no, hang on. My cam froze again. Let's stop sharing. All right. I mean, it's frozen on my end. I don't want to do what I had to do before. I guess what I can do is I can open up a separate window and I can confirm that it hasn't actually frozen. Yeah, no, it hasn't frozen at all. Okay, yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, that's right. We do have 2 pies here. All right. Yeah, interesting. It's frozen. My screen is frozen, but I have my phone here and I'm viewing it. And it's fine. All right, just have to keep track of that, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell because I can see on my phone that it's just annoying is all. Oh, hang on. Did it go black? Maybe it's doing that very briefly. Oh, okay. So it goes black for a bit of time. When I switch. No, but I think this is frozen. Hmm. Yeah, mine's definitely frozen. Wait. If I unshare. Yeah, when I unshare, so it's just the video that's. Oh wait, no. Now it's back. So it doesn't like it when I share the screen, huh? Let me try that again. Oh, wait a minute. So it freezes. It freezes when I try to share the screen? Really? I'm going to try one more time. stop sharing. Close that. Close that. Close that. Let's close that. Just trying to close out tabs to make this go a bit faster. Yeah. I'm going to try to close out some tabs and then maybe I'll be able to share the screen. We'll see. Well, let me just.
I think it's pretty close to being the end of the election. I mean,
Yeah. Anyway. What else can I close out? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, we can get rid of that. Leave page. I think we can get rid of that too. Get rid of that. I'm trying to close out tabs. Let's close that out. All right, I closed a certain number of tabs. Do I try sharing the screen again? Let's go. Let's try it again. Let's end the street or end screen sharing. Yeah, and now it's perfect. I guess close that out. Close that. Every little bit. Okay, so let's catch up here. Because we've had a flurry of results come in. And the conservatives are still at 0. Do I try sharing the screen again? Let's just try it, because I want to show this. I'm back now? Yeah, so it really doesn't want me to share the screen. Testing the audio.